The six-legged, segmented arthropods are the silent killers of the animal kingdom. Though they may seem insignificant, these creatures are responsible for more deaths than any other group of animals. Arthropods include insects, spiders, crabs, and lobsters. They're characterized by their hard exoskeleton, which protects them from predators and helps them to survive in harsh environments. And these creatures are essential to the balance of nature, so we would be totally lost without them. The arthropods first began to evolve during the Cambrian period, over 500 million years ago, and their early ancestors were these small, simple creatures with hard shells. Then over time, they began to develop more complex body structures and better methods of locomotion. By the end of the Carboniferous period, they were among the most diverse and successful animal groups on Earth. And to this day, they continue to thrive and evolve, occupying virtually every niche on the planet. So on a trip to Jamaica, when I was young, I first encountered an arthropod. My parents would take me to the beach where I would play in the sand and the water, and I would often find small crabs or other creatures in the tide pools. As I grew older, my interest in these creatures continued. I started to explore different areas of Jamaica, looking for different types of arthropods, and I found so many kinds of crabs, insects, and spiders during my travels. On my vacation in the Caribbean, I noticed a lot of arthropods. I saw crabs, spiders, and insects everywhere. I even found one on my bed. They were all over the place, and it was a little creepy. But hey everybody, welcome to a new fun learning video today. I'm super excited to learn with you all. In this one, we'll learn everything there is to know about the world's largest animal order. So sit back, roll a doobie, and let's talk about the arthropods. Most recently, I observed that arthropods don't have an internal skeleton. This was a fascinating discovery for me, because I always assumed that all animals had some kind of internal skeleton, right? And then after doing some research, I learned that arthropods actually have an external skeleton called an exoskeleton. This exoskeleton is made up of chitin, which is this tough but lightweight material. The arthropods scurry about with their many legs propelling them in every direction. They're a colorful bunch and they seem to be quite happy without an internal skeleton. I find it super fascinating that they can get by without the support that other animals need. So because they don't have internal skeletons, they're not vertebrates, but they are in great numbers, including this crab that's dancing, these dragonflies, oh look at this caterpillar, and even all these small ants. Do you believe that arthropods are super different from each other? Or do you see any similarities between this butterfly and this shrimp? Although they don't appear to be light at all arthropods have certain traits. The Latin word for outer joints and pothous feet or legs is arthropod. The major trait of arthropods is their jointed legs, as suggested by their name. Another intriguing feature that they all share is the division of their bodies into segments, many of which, though not all of them, are shielded or shelled by their exterior skeleton. Some arthropods' bodies don't develop as quickly as their exoskeletons, causing them to shed it to become larger. Kinda like snakes shedding their skin, right? Arthropods can either be terrestrial or aquatic, and they go through a process known as molting. Terrestrial arthropods, like this scorpion, they breathe through their trachea, while aquatic arthropods, like these long lobsters, breathe through their gills. I was amazed when I observed native South American arthropods giving birth to their young. The process was so fascinating to watch, as the mother would lay her eggs and then carefully wrap them in a cocoon, kinda like a joint, and then after a few weeks, the baby arthropods would hatch and they'd emerge from their cocoons, ready to start their lives. It was so amazing to see the cycle of life playing out before my eyes in such a remote and wild place. I also found out that arthropods give birth to their young in a super fascinating way. So most animals would just push their offspring out into the world, but these creatures take a more active role in parenting. Arthropods will actually carry their young until they're old enough to fend for themselves. And that's an amazing act of love and devotion that shows how strong the bond between a parent and child could be. Man, I wonder what my life would be like if my parents carried me around like that. Arthropods are awesome. They can be herbivores, carnivores, or omnivores. They just eat whatever they want. I feel you, little arthropod bro. I also get the munchies frequently, and I'll enjoy some green olives with peanut butter. Okay, just as there are 4 suits of playing cards, there are also 4 types of arthropods. We have crustaceans with 10 legs, insects with 6 legs, arachnids with 8 legs, and lastly, mirrorpods with more than 10 legs and elongated bodies. Ants and flies are examples of insects with 6 legs. Arachnids, like spiders and scorpions, they have 8 legs. The mirrorpods of crustaceans, which have more than 10 legs and elongated bodies like caterpillars or centipedes, and they have more than 10 legs like the shrimp or this shy little crab. Now some arthropods, like this tiny caterpillar, are herbivores and they devour everything. Then we have carnivores like this praying mantis, as well as omnivores like wasps who consume everything. The majority of arthropods are oviparous, which means they reproduce by laying eggs, and they have internal fertilization. Larvae emerge from these eggs and go through various stages before maturing, and this process is known as metamorphosis. So metamorphosis is actually kind of similar to us going through puberty, only they do it through several months. Now I would need a lot more edibles if I only had a few months to grow up. And arthropods have many methods of defense against predators, but the most common is probably chemical. They produce these chemicals that are toxic to predators or disable their ability to hunt. Some arthropods also release pheromones that warn other members of their species of danger, giving them enough time to escape. And some super clever arthropods even mimic the appearance of dangerous species to deter their would-be predators. And finally, many arthropods are just too small for predators to even bother with. I've seen some use their hard exoskeletons to ward off attacks, or they can use their sharp claws and poisonous venom to deter their would-be attackers. In some cases, arthropods will even play dead in order to escape being eaten. But whatever the method, arthropods have a variety of ways to protect themselves from becoming someone else's meal. I observed that arthropods are able to modify their environment to suit their demands. They can travel great distances, which makes them perfect for exploring new areas. Also, they are extremely strong and resilient, which means they can survive in almost any conditions. And they have the ability to communicate with one another using a variety of methods, which helps them stay coordinated. Just like my friends and I, we can tell each other whose turn it is to prepare the bong. Arthropods are some of the most unique creatures on Earth. They come in all shapes and sizes, and they can be found in nearly every corner of the world. Some arthropods are harmless, while others can pose a serious threat to humans. But no matter what, they're super cool, and they always seem to fascinate and intrigue us. Now, stop being a bogart and pass on these digital edibles by sharing this video. Thanks!